Ahead on Sports Desk. With all the turmoil surrounding the Grizz, they still had to put on a brave face for the hometown fans. The Raptors opened up the second half of their season in style. The Montreal Canadiens organization makes amends with Patrick Roy. But once the puck is dropped, it's business as usual. The Flames look to put a stop to the red-hot Capitals. We'll tell you the latest in the Lindros saga. Back to the hard court, Shaq made his grand return in Jersey. Blue Jays pitcher Mike Soroka is going for a third opinion. Mike Weir will be resting up before the Masters begins. It was a wild showdown in Champions League play between Lazio and Real Madrid. Say it ain't so, Patrick. Patrick Rafter tries the Andre Agassi look. This is Sports Desk. Welcome to the show at R&R together again, along with my partner Dave Randorf in Vancouver. I'm Gino Red in Toronto. Thanks for taking the time to join us today. And talk about timing, David. One day after the NBA all but confirmed the Grizzlies were about to pack up and leave Vancouver, the team had a home date against the Boston Celtics.
That's timing for you. It was quite possibly one of 14 home dates the Grizzlies have left at GM Place ever. NBA Commissioner David Stern had barely finished chastising the fans and corporate community of Vancouver on Monday when his phone started ringing. There were plenty of calls from U.S. cities who are dying to land the Vancouver franchise for themselves. New Orleans is very keen. That's where the Utah Jazz used to play. And NBA Deputy Commissioner Russ Granick says that Anaheim is, quote, potentially a very successful market for us. We'll see. Now, many of the fans that did show up on Monday voicing their displeasure with the lame duck situation. Meantime, the Celtics, who've been tightening up their D under Jim O'Brien. Evidence of that here. Kenny Anderson on the business end. But the Grizz start to get it going. Big Country with the layup, a part of an 8-0 Vancouver run. But Boston jumps back up thanks to the Grizzlies giving it away. That's Sharif with the turnover there. Antoine Walker does the rest. 23 turnovers in the game for Vancouver. Meantime, Walker having the well-rounded game. Nice dish inside here to Pierce for the layup. 2 of his 25. Then time winding down to the half. Bryant stiff. Wide open 3. He was 4 of 5 from downtown. Celtics up 8 after the half. Second half, Walker still eating up the Grizz. Big dunk inside. Then the spin and the baby hook. He had 27, and the Celtics were up by as much as 11 points. However, they fell asleep, and here's Country off the glass for the deuce. He had a double-double. They were down by just 3. Then off a Boston miss, Bibby running the court to Sharif for the dunk. It's a 14-2 run. Foul shots gave Vancouver a 2-point lead. Boston, one final chance for the tie or the win. Could they actually close something here on their so-called home floor? Antoine Walker, no. So the fans still applauding. They may be a lame duck team, but there are lame ducks. 99-98 is the final. Just under 12,000 were in attendance, and the head coach of the Vancouver Grizzlies was pleasantly surprised by the support down the stretch.
It surprised me. It really did. I didn't know how the fans were going to react, but as I said to the coaches, I said, this is unbelievable.
There were a few boos, but for the most part, it was a great crowd, very enthused throughout the game. And, you know, I guess it goes to show that they've been supportive of us for 5 years, and they're going to continue to support us as long as we're here.
It means a lot to us, you know, as players, to see them come out knowing that, you know, the future is a little bit uncertain, what's going to happen here. You know, at the same time, you know, we as players are still going to continue to go out and give, you know, the fans 100% every night we're on the court.
It's a sad situation elsewhere. Vince Carter and the Raptors facing the Cleveland Cavaliers and getting to work early on. Goes inside, little spin move, posterizes 4 Cavs. That's pretty awesome. How about some more? The alley from Mark Jackson, the backwards oop. Raptors by 3. Then off the break, Jackson with the sweet pass to Mo Pete for the finish. Toronto explosive, but only led by 5 points. Lenny Wilkins going up against his old team. Second quarter, they pad their lead. Charles Oakley playing in his hometown. Great pass to Keon Clark. The Raps up by 10 at the half. Third quarter, interesting scene. Check out the upper left-hand portion of the screen. Carter playfully pushes Cavs coach Randy Whitman. Whitman didn't think it was very funny. Freaks out, goes at the ref, goes at Carter, and gets ejected. Carter tells Antonio Davis, I was just kidding. Still third quarter, the Raps keep pouring on. Carter to Jackson to Davis for the big jam. Raptors cruising by 14. Fourth quarter, Vince Carter with the exclamation point. Apparently his knee is just fine. Thank you very much. and Vince's mom enjoying the victory. 120 to 105, your final score. Raptors have now won 12 of the last 18 games, and Vince Carter says the new guys are really pitching in quite nicely.
We established something, and once we bring these guys in, we need to expect Keon to score, block shots and rebound. We expect Tracy to shoot the ball. And these guys starting to understand the role that we have set for them, and they're doing it to the best of their ability. And once we come together as a team, we're very effective. Going into the break, to All-Star break, we said when we come back, we need to start off early.
Well, Patrick Waugh just got some major egg on his face. He sees the headline, "To forget is to forgive Patrick Waugh." Le Journal de Montreal was where he saw it. Right above that, another headline, "No prison term." Waugh snaps and publicly berates the writer, Hall of Famer Bertrand Raymond. Raymond explains the prison headline had nothing to do with Waugh's spousal abuse arrest. It was about somebody else entirely. His article was actually just a call for the Hab fans to forget the way Waugh and the team broke up and honor Waugh appropriately when he returned. But that did not dampen the festivities. Over 21,000 fans, a solid crowd out on hand and honoring Patrick Waugh for surpassing Terry Sawchuk's record. He receives a nice little painting and montage of some of his greatest moments as a Montreal Canadian. I guess the Hab fans are willing to forgive and forget. They get down to hockey, then early on Peter Forsberg feeds Chris Drury, and he rips one, a power play goal. It's 16 to 1-0 for the Habs. But the Habs come right back. Saku Koivu from behind the net makes a great pass to Andrei Markov, who buries his sixth pass. Waugh ties it at 1. You have zoner George Gillette says, okay, what just happened there? Was it good? Then the goalies took over. First Jose Theodore. Joey Sakic snaps one, but Theodore's there to make the save. Then the Habs testing Waugh. Eric Weinrich unloads the point shot, but Waugh is there to save it. Early in the third period, Drury over to Milan Hayduk. Check out the effort. Keeps jamming until he finally gets it in. Puts Colorado up by a score of 2-1. Habs tied up. The point shot goes in front. The scramble. Ray Bourque puts it in his own net. Trevor Linden gets credit for it. It's his 12th. It's tied at 2. They needed extra time to settle this one. The Avs break out 3-on-1. Alex Tanguay waits and gets it across to Sakic. He snaps it home, his 33rd. A beauty of a goal. Colorado wins the thriller by a final score of 3-2. The win was Patrick Waugh's league-leading 29th and 471st of his career. Now, after the game, he would not talk about his confrontation with the reporter, but he did offer up these comments.
I thought Montreal dictated a bit the game. I mean, they played solid defensively, and it seems like we didn't have much to go in offense as well. But I thought we played smart and wait for our good scoring chance, and Jose made some good save for them.
We're really trying to play our game plan, obviously, with the type of talent they have and the one-on-one skill ability they have up front. We had to play real discipline. We did that, and managed to battle back and get a point out of it.
The Calgary Flames looking to continue their push for the playoff spot. They open the scoring against Washington. It's Valerie Bure with a nice touch. His 17th, 1-0. And then Bure is going to find Mark Savard. What a night he had. His 90th, Kolzig, 2-0. And after the Caps cut that lead to 1, Flames answer again. Kolzig gives up the big rebound, and Corey Stillman's all over it. 3-1 after 1. However, second period was not good for the home team. Midway through, Sylvain Cote from the point wires one, and Vernon didn't see it. His 5th, Caps trail 3-2. Less than a minute later, a bad giveaway right in front. Dmitry Kristich is right there, and he is all over that. His 9th, new hockey game, all tied up. In fact, the Caps were up 4-3 in the third. Phil Housley with a point shot. Savard gets the rebound. His 20th ties the game at 4. Goes to OT. Richard Zednik from the inside, but Vernon is there with the save. Good thing, because the Flames at least get a point out of this thing. 4-4 is the final, but I'll tell you what, the head coach, Don Hay, was not happy with his team letting the lead get away from them at home.
Well, obviously it's frustrating. I mean, chance to get to 500 and we slip back. It's called intensity. We were very intense on the road. We weren't very intense at home.
Can you single out a reason for the difference, Don? Or?
They didn't want to battle. They were told, what a great road trip. They believed it. End result was 4 all time.
Sabres and Thrashers, Donald Audette enjoying a 6-game point-scoring streak. Atlanta strikes early, 45 seconds in. Ray Ferraro sent it alone. He goes upstairs on Martin Baron. 1-0 for the Thrashers. Back on the Sabres, Doug Gilmour to Dave Andreychuk. Andreychuk slides it in, beating Damian Rhodes. It's all even at 1. Second period, Atlanta up 2-1 when Doug Gilmour passes to Miro Satan to Chris Stratton. Just tucks into the wide open net for his 15th of the year. That ties it at 2. Atlanta responds. Ferraro works the give and go with Audette, gets it back and pots his second of the night. Can't stop that. 3-2 Atlanta. But back comes Buffalo. Satan with the initial shot. Follows, rebound, scores. That ties it at 3. Then late in the third period, tied at 4, Sean Donovan breaking down the wing. He's got Nat Dominichelli with him. Donovan, Dominichelli, Danette. Atlanta wins it by a final score of 5-4. Ray Ferraro's hat trick is his second this season and 10th of his NHL career.
Keith Tkachuk back for the Coyotes after missing Sunday's win over the Hawks with his sprained ankle there. Here's a guy recently back in the lineup, Vincent Lecavalier. Beat the goalie, but not the crossbar. Final seconds of the first, however, Freddie Modine feeds Grant Ledyard, and the veteran with the one-timer opens the scoring, 1-0 Tampa. But in the second, Coyotes in the power play. Teppo Numminen with a shot, redirected by Joe Juneau, 1-1. 30 seconds after that, Jyrki Lumme is going to put this one on net, and it is also tipped by Travis Green. His 9th, Phoenix is on top. Third period is now a 3-2 Coyotes. Brad May falls down, gets up, moves in, and scores his 8th. 4-2 Coyotes, who are on a bit of a roll right now. They win again. 5-2 is your final. JR got a goal in this game for Phoenix. He is now just 2 goals away, becoming the 3rd U.S.-born player to reach 400 career goals. Pat LaFontaine and Joey Mullen are the other 2.
Elsewhere, Stars in Nashville. Predators just 4 points behind Edmonton in the hunt for the final playoff spot in the West. First period, Dallas strikes in the power play. Mike McDaniel give and go. Brett Hall, boom, beats Mike Dunham. 28th, 1-0 Stars. Just in time for Valentine's Day. It's Sweethearts and Slapshots night. Can you think of something more romantic than getting married at a hockey game? Yeah. Second period, Joey Nieuwendyk to Brendan Morrow. Morrow stopped twice by Mike Dunham. It's still a 1-goal game. Then during the intermission, the bride, how do you celebrate? Well, a ride on the Zamboni. Brings a tear to my good eye. Third period, Predators pressing. Greg Johnson to Patrick Schellberg. He takes a shot, but Ed Belfour beats him twice. 2 big saves. Then the Stars add some insurance. Jamie Langenbrunner finds Mike Modano, who finds the back of the net for his 19th. That made it 2-0 for the Dallas Stars. 2-1 your final score. Brett Hull is now tied with Stevie Yzerman for 7th on the career goals list with 638. Another slow news day, so another rumor about Eric Lindros being dealt to the Toronto Maple Leafs. The latest was about a Toronto offer the Flyers turned down. Bobby Clark says yes, they spoke, but wouldn't talk about the report. However, he did say at this rate he'll never make a deal with the Leafs because they're trying to lowball him. As far as Pat Quinn is concerned, his stance has not changed at all.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm not going to make a comment on anything. He can lead on and lead on and lead on. I've said I don't really want to comment on it. We've been around the horn on these things. Names were thrown up before that weren't right, and all it does is cause unnecessary disruption.
I read the newspaper this morning, so wasn't surprised. This is the way it is in Toronto, and well, I have no comments on this one. I have no power to change it. I have no power to do anything about it. I'm just playing hockey. Of course, I'd love to stay here. It became my second home. My family likes it here, and well, obviously trades are a part of the business, and there is nothing we players can do about it.
And as far as the written report, the Leafs and Lindros have already agreed to a 5-year, $50 million deal, just in case a deal is worked out between the Leafs and the Flyers. Lindros family attorney Gordon Kirk says that is pure fantasy. And that brings us to the TSN.ca poll question. The Couchmaster wants to know, how interested are you in the Eric Lindros trade talk? Totally fascinated, pretty interested, kind of curious, not very, or wake me up when it's over. Cast your vote at TSN.ca. We will have the results for you later on Sports Desk. And hockey insider Bob McKenzie will drop by later with his thoughts on the issue as well. Time for breaks still to come. Shaq Diesel was back in the Lakers lineup as they tipped off the second half of their season.
And the Jays still waiting for the definitive word on Mike Soroka.
Juliet, dinner time. Juliet, I'm speaking to you.
My name's not Juliet, it's Princess Charlotte.
Ah, well, Princess, if you see Juliet, tell her we've gone to McDonald's.